Thinking about our thinking.
And what's that called?
Oh.
Does anybody remember the big long word? Mahaney. Metacognition, and that's what? Remind me again. Thinking about my thinking. So we're going to talk some more about that today. And we're going to think about some questions that readers should ask themselves as they're reading, okay? To be thinking about their thinking. This is one of my favorite books. Do y'all remember what's... Zane right here, honey. Do y'all remember what's special about this book?
Yes.
What is it missing? Yaritza, do you remember what it's missing?
It's missing the I don't.
You want me to let a friend help you? Olivia, what's it missing?
It's missing the word.
It's missing the words. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you. And we're going to talk about what's going on in my head while I'm looking at this book, okay? Can you read a book with no words?
Yes.
Yes, because we can read the what?
Pictures.
The pictures. Okay? So, we're going to be writing down some of the things, some of the questions that we're asking. Okay, so as I'm reading, I'm going to be asking myself some questions. Usually when I'm reading, I ask myself these questions inside my head because I'm thinking about my own thinking, right? But today, I'm going to say them out loud so y'all can be inside my head. Okay? I see a little boy walking down the sidewalk. I'm wondering if it's winter time, because look, what do I notice? Snow. So I'm wondering. Magic carpet, work for me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look. I'm noticing something red in the snow. Put your hands down. So I'm noticing that he's noticing it too. So that's something else I ask myself as I read. I'm noticing. Because he sees it too. He picked it up and he's taking it to school. I have a connection to that because this morning I came to school too. That's something else I think when I'm reading. So we went to school. Oh, I have another connection because we talked about maps the other day, didn't we? That was our last social studies unit. So he's noticing that there is an island on this map, and he's looking closer and closer, and I think he's thinking in his head that there could be a boy on that island.
That's maybe
Mm-hmm. And that boy, where did he find the book?
in the sand.
In the sand. So I'm seeing that he has a book too, that he found a book. And he's seeing a city.
He's looking at different places.
Mm-hmm. And he's noticing in the city, look, he's looking closer and closer and closer till he sees
The little boy.
the little boy
Looking at him.
looking at him?
They're both looking at each
It might be a girl. The hair's kind of long, but I don't know. It doesn't tell us, does it? So I'm thinking sometimes I see boys with long hair too. Oh, look.
They made it for
I'm thinking it's time to go home. That was a fast day.
Yep. That was fantastic.
Did it tell me it was time to go home?
No.
No, but I'm just noticing and thinking. Ooh, I noticed something on this page. I noticed balloons.
Where? Oh, I see it. He's gonna get all of them. Oh, don't spoil it. He's gonna run on them.
Don't spoil it. Some of you had the correct prediction today.
Yes.
I'm confused though because I'm not sure
Why you want it
that's safe.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what he's planning to do.
I know what he's doing.
Oh, don't blurt, please.
Don't. What?
So sometimes when I'm reading, I'm confused. Because even though I had a connection that I went to school today too, this is not what I have ever done after school. Not at all. Turn and talk to your partner
Can I talk to him?
about where you think he might be going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Adrian, I heard you tell Omar something. What did you tell Omar? Where did you think he was going?
I told Devin because.
Oh, okay. What did you tell him?
He's going to let him help the boy go find his mom.
Oh, maybe they're gonna go. He's gonna go to that island and help that boy find his mom. Did anybody else have the same thing as him? What, Emily? You had something different. What thing different did you have?
How is he gonna land?
I don't know. So you had a question. Jada, what were you thinking?
I thought the same thing. We thought that he was gonna go and save that little boy, but he's gonna get trapped on the island.
Oh, y'all thought he was gonna go to the island too. Okay, put your hands down. Let's see what happens. He dropped
The book. But now the video.
Let's see. So the book landed. What's that boy looking at in his book?
Nobody.
Can y'all see it? It's kind of little.
Nobody. Let me see. But on this, I see.
What is it, Caitlin? Because I don't think they can see. What's on the page of his book?
Just him flying. Just
Oh.
him flying with the balloons.
He sees this. He sees the boy flying on the balloons. And then look. He can see him coming. Kiss your brain. Most of y'all were right.
I knew it. I said
You made an accurate prediction. Look what happens. How is he feeling?
happy.
I'm thinking he's feeling happy.
I think they were friends, but they were lost.
Okay.
Another boy found
So then you think somebody else is gonna, and then the story might start all over again.
Yeah.
He was riding a bike and not walking.
I think that is a grown-up.
So remind me, so as I was reading, I was thinking these things. Sometimes I think, let's read them. I'm wondering, I'm noticing, I have a connection, I'm seeing, I'm thinking, I'm confused. And what is this called again? Metacognition, and it's what? Everybody put your hand up. Thinking about my thinking. So I'm going to write this on here so we remember that it's thinking about my thinking. And that's how I'll always remember what metacognition means, because it's thinking about my thinking. Sometimes big words are kind of tricky, but then if we know what they mean, they get a little bit clearer. Okay, stand up real quick. Shake them up high, shake them down low. Shake them to the side, and around you go. Oh. Shake them up high, shake them down low. Shake them to the side, and around you go. Okay, sit back down. Magic carpet worked for me. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. We're going to talk about one more thing, okay?
Okay.
The next thing we're going to talk about. Remember how before I gave you some paint chips? And it was kind of yellowish? I had a better idea. And I think this might be easier for us to use. So I made each of you one of these. And I made them different colors. But you're not going to get to pick. You're going to get what you get and not throw a fit, okay? Here, hand this one to Noah, and that one to Yaritza. Here you go. Okay. This is going to help us to know if we're understanding. It's going to help us to explain how much we're understanding. So I want you to take your eye and look through the star at the top. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, look through the next star. Can you see me?
No.
Can you see the light?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see a little bit, can't you? But it's not real clear, is it? It's kind of foggy. Look through the black one.
I can't see
You can't see anything. Okay, put them on the floor in front of you. Sometimes when we're reading, we're understanding and everything is crystal clear. We get it. Sometimes it's a little, we kind of get it, but kind of don't get it, okay? So this top one is going to be, it's clear. You're thinking, I get it. Okay. The next one, it's a little foggy. So you understand a little, but not too much, right? So we're going to say, I kind of get it. Remember, they're on the floor in front of you. And the last one, we don't get it. I can't see. So you're saying, so we're going to call that one dark and unclear. And you're going to you're telling yourself, I don't understand. Okay, we're going to practice doing this, and I'm going to practice first, okay? So your hands are in your lap. Emily, your card is on the floor in front of you. And I'm going to read this book. And it's called How the Sea Began. Okay? And it's an Indian myth, and the tribe is called the Taino tribe. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to read it, and as I'm reading, I'm just going to move my hand down as to how much I understand. Okay, Emily, it's on the floor in front of you. I'm not going to ask again. Your hands are in your lap. I'm going to do a couple pages, and then I'm going to let you do a couple pages with me, okay? But let me show you first. In the beginning of time, before the land was surrounded by sea, in a place called Zuania, there were 4 green mountains. One mountain was called Boroquin, land of the brave men. And on that mountain, in the village of Kobe, lived an old man named Yahya with his wife Itaba and their only son Yael. Yael was a skilled hunter. On that page, there's some words that I don't understand. But I understand basically that they're talking about a land that had 4 mountains. And on the first mountain, they're talking about this family that lived there. So I'm going to put I'm putting my fingers on cloudy. Put yours down and y'all are going to do it in just a second. Because I'm kind of getting it, but kind of not. There's quite a few words that I did not know before. Yael hunted with a bow that his father carved for him out of tabanuku wood. It was said that the tabanuku wood is the home of the spirits, and the wood holds magical powers. This saying may be true because when Yael went out hunting, he always brought back game. The people of Kobe ate well even when the other hunters came back empty-handed. So that's confusing to me. Okay, put yours down still. Okay, after I read the next page, I'm going to let you point out your understanding, okay? One day, while Yael was out hunting, he saw the sky was darkening in the east. A flock of swallows flying before the lowering clouds circled around his head, flapping and beating their wings. Yael knew this was the warning of Gobanachek, the terrible goddess of hurricanes, was coming. He quickly hid his bow and arrows under a large rock and ran toward the village, hoping to reach safety before the winds overtook him. So, point out your understanding for that page. Okay. I see most people have dark or cloudy, but a few people have clear. I may have to get you to explain it to me because I'm still in the dark. I'm still not understanding. Okay. Put it down on your leg and still hold on to the spot you're at, okay? And we're going to read one more page. Gobanachek created a hurricane that struck with tremendous force. The winds howled and raged for hours. The villagers who had been working in their fields sought shelter in a cave nearby. Yahya and Itaba prayed to the supreme god Yakuhu that Yael would come home from the storm unharmed. When the winds died down, the people thanked Yakuhu, then ventured out from the cave. They found that their huts had been flattened by the storm. Yahya and Itaba waited, but Yael did not appear. So show me your understanding for that page. Okay, I'm seeing less people clear. Okay, go ahead and put those down. I want to talk to you for a second. Is it okay to not be clear when you're reading?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're asking ourselves questions. That's why sometimes we need some help. And that's how sometimes we know if a book is too hard. Because am I saying these words? Yeah, so I'm able to read that book. But am I understanding this book?
No.
No. Just because I'm able to read the words doesn't mean that I'm able to understand them and to know what they mean and to know what they mean in the story. So sometimes it's okay not to be very clear. And sometimes even adults, when they're reading, they have to read it a couple times before it gets clear to them. And they have to use the pictures to understand what's happening. Because do I know every single word?
No.
No. Can I sound them out?
Yes.
Yes, I can sound out pretty much every single word. But does that mean I know what they all mean? No. So sometimes it's not very clear, and that is okay. I think some of us sometimes always say, oh yeah, I know. But do you really know? Could you tell us about it? Could you answer some questions about it? Not always. So you're only pointing to the clear if you could explain it to somebody else and if you could answer some questions about it. If somebody came up to me and said, who is Gobanachek? I would not be able to explain to them who that is unless I read this a few more times. Or if somebody came and told me that they had been praying to Yakuhu, I would not know what they were talking about. I do not know what those words mean. I do not know who those people are. And that is okay. It's okay to be foggy or to be in the dark. When we're learning new things, a lot of times we're foggy or in the dark. When we first started talking about time last week, most of us were foggy or in the dark, right? How are we feeling about time now?
Clear.
Clear, because we learned about it, okay? So it is perfectly okay to not be clear all the time. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, if you're sitting on row 1, go put those in your book bag.